Yesterday's conspiracy theories, tomorrow's headlines. Most are still asleep and I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media Ni. I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second nature to me, just for me to sound honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful world. For me, it is nighttime over here in the Pacific Northwest, where I am smoking the best. This is the 509 Divine Pines podcast, and this is your host, Joseph Daniel Pena. We are on September 22nd, 2023, one day before the new cataclysmic date. Oh yeah, you guys all heard about that, September 23rd. Well, Australia, how you doing? You guys like dead yet? You guys experiencing the apocalypse yet? I hope not. I hope not. I hope y'all alive, and I hope there's just more of these end times talks. You know, the more we get towards rapture, the end times, the second coming of Christ, and people are just going to be maybe exaggerating or predicting these type of events a little too early. And we can definitely tell that there's a lot of drama, maybe scare going on, but is this really all predictive programming, or just what is it? You know, there's some things going on out there, guys. But first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for being here. Like, subscribe, share, tell everyone that this is going on. And let's have a good reading of the book of Enoch for the first, 15 minutes or so. And then we're going to go into some news. And remember, like, subscribe, share before being here. First and foremost, I want you guys to go visit Boomer Boost products at boomerboost.com for all your vitamins, supplements, nutrient needs to kick your year off right, or your winter, you get it right. You definitely don't want that winter body, so you just take some supplements before you hit the gym and you got it. Honestly, I haven't had the best time at the gym this year, but because I'm taking Boomer Boost, everything is all right. I'm actually getting the most out of work when I'm at work. It just doesn't feel sluggish anymore. I feel like I'm actually doing something for myself by taking a nice vitamin and nutrient blend before work and letting the good magic of good food do its business and give me all the right energy, vital energy, and keep me healthy, right? So go visit boomerboost.com and use coupon code Joe30 for 30% off your order. And also, while you're at it, go check out Divine Light Codes with Sherry Ariano for all your healing. We have some physical healing that we need to do with nutrients, but we have spiritual healing that's very important. And for everybody wondering how to really spiritually protect themselves these days with all that darkness going on with the media, the music, the movies, it's dark, and you want that light, right? Divine Light Codes will help you get right. And she helped my life out, helped me understand my true purpose, helped me understand my angels and how to protect and bless myself. And she will help you too. Just reach out to her. She will guide you. That's all we need in this day and age. There's so much distraction. We need a true guide. And I think you guys will too. Go visit Divine Light Codes and use coupon code 509 Divine Pines for 10% off your order for crystalline healing, psionic healing. She has frankincense and charcoal blend to go ahead and get yourself some, you know, some aromatic burning. She has malas and pendants for anyone who likes crystals and wearables. And she also she's a healer. Like she'll talk to you, counsel. Like if you just want to talk, she will talk. So go check her out and thank me later. Now, guys, it is the Book of Enoch time. For everybody out there, I just heard some interesting stuff from Tinfoil Hat today about the Elvis being a cult magician and him reading the Book of Enoch. Now, a lot of people throughout history have read the Book of Enoch, and actually, the Book of Enoch is one of the banned books of the Bible. See, when the Council of Nicaea removed about 50, 60, 70 books from the original Bible, from the original manuscripts, they literally split out half of the book. And this was done around 1700 years ago by the Council of Nicaea. And one of these books, these 60 banned books that have been taken out. So there were originally 120, right? 100, maybe 100 plus. There were originally 100 plus. Like if you go back 2,000 years ago, there was 100 plus books. So one of these books is the Book of Enoch. And that's what we're going to be reading for you guys today for the first 10, 15 minutes. Then we're going to kick off into some news. So please stay tuned and, enjoy yourself a nice little smoke. If you really want to be like God, go check out cannabism on Google, cannabism on any searches, and you're going to realize that cannabis was used in biblical times on Hebrew sites. If you go to Tel Aviv, archaeological records in the last 3 years, they've been uncovering that cannabis and hemp resin was used at the altars where these prayers and where these temples were. So be like the Most High and be high, please. And we have a CBD system inside of us. Why would God give it to us if He said we are made in His image? And what does that mean? God has CBD in His image. Just saying, guys. Just saying. God bless y'all. All right, let's do this. Book of Enoch time. You guys love my enthusiasm. I love y'all. So, here we go. Chapter 2, God's Laws. Contemplate all the events in the sky. Contemplate all the events in the sky. How the lights in the sky do not change their courses. How each rises and sets in order. Each at its proper time, and they do not transgress their law. Consider the earth and understand from the work that is done upon it from the beginning to the end, that no work of God changes as it becomes manifest. Consider the summer and the winter, and how the whole earth is full of water, and the clouds and dew and rain rest upon it. Contemplate and see how all the trees appear withered, all their leaves are stripped, with the exception of the 14 trees which are not stripped, which remain with the old leaves until the new ones come after 2 or 3 years. And again, contemplate the days of the summer, how it's beginning the sun above it. You seek shelter and shade because of the heat of the sun, and the earth burns with scorching heat, and you cannot tread upon the earth or upon a rock because of its heat. Contemplate how the trees are covered with green leaves and bear fruit, and understand in respect of everything, and perceive how He who lives forever made all these things for you, and how His works are before Him in each succeeding year, and all His works serve Him and do not change, but as God has decreed, so everything is done. And consider how the seas and rivers together complete their tasks. But you have not persevered in, nor observed the law of the Lord, but you have transgressed and spoken proud and hard words with your unclean mouth against His majesty. You hard of heart, you will not have peace. And because of this, you will curse your days and the years of your life. You will destroy, and the eternal curse will increase, and you will not receive mercy. In those days, you will transform your name into an eternal curse to all the righteous, and they will curse you sinners forever. For the chosen, there will be light, joy, and peace, and they will inherit the earth. But for you, the impious, there will be a curse. When wisdom is given to the chosen, they will all live and will not again do wrong, either through forgetfulness or through pride. But those who possess wisdom will be humble. They will not again do wrong, and they will not be judged in all the days of their lives, and they will not die of wrath or anger, but they will complete the numbers of days of their lives. And their life will grow in peace, and their years of their joy will increase in gladness and eternal peace all the days of their lives. So there's some interesting things to hear from that. Now, bomb kombucha. First, from chapter 1, verse 1. It says, contemplate all the events in the sky, how the lights in the sky do not change their courses, how each rises and sets in order, each at its proper time, and they do not transgress their law. Hasn't it been mysterious, guys, how we look at the night sky and it's the same night sky that our ancestors looked at 100 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago? Because the stars in the sky do not change. The lights in the sky do not change. They rise and they set all the same forever, like a fixed game. Like they're permanently etched in a computer system, or they're being controlled. Whichever way it is, we don't know, but we see their courses do not go astray. They don't go any different way. They stay the same. What does that really mean? Is that just a coincidence? If we are really going through the galaxy and spinning and growing, the galaxy is really growing and we're going and flowing through the galaxy, wouldn't the stars change? Because the stars are millions of light years away, billions of light years away, but they're not. It's not. It's all been a lie. What we've been taught in the last 50 years about the night sky. The globe model has barely been invented, guys. Just for all my viewers out there, you know this big old round globe that ever you see, in your schools? That shit was only invented in the last 70 years, 80, 100 years, whatever. Before that, over the last 2,000 years, nobody ever really knew what the globe model looked like. There, it was a institutionalized, brainwashed idea. For the most part, a lot of cultures around ancient times, they believed that we lived in a firmament type object. And if you don't know what that is for another day. But go research firmament and let's continue. Yes, interesting. It says, consider the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is full of water, and the clouds and the dew and the rain rest upon it. Like, have you see, so in the ancient times when they'll talk about the firmament, they would also talk about how there were waters all around us, meaning there was waters up in the sky, there was waters below the earth, there was waters on earth, and you're thinking like, well, isn't that wait, what's that mean? Right? What I'm telling you, in the ancient days, they really thought that the sky is water, that above the sky is water, and that we are these interesting water type beings. Um, I mean, didn't they say that already? They say that we're made of 68% water. We are water beings. Number 3, it says contemplate to see how all the trees appeared withered and all their leaves are stripped with the exception of the 14 trees. I don't know what that means. For anybody out there who knows what this means, please comment in the chat. Let me know what you think it means. Please. RSLE Degante. Ooh, hi. Hi. Thank you for joining in. Now let's keep it going, guys. Hmm. let's let's see this right here. So it goes on and it says, if you're living in that unclean mouth against the God, if you're living in a way against God and you're rebuking him, you will be cursed and you won't have God's peace. You will never have peace. And you kind of see it too. You like the hateful live in a hateful life and the loving live in a loving life for the most part. You know, you are what you eat and you are what you think. You are what you say. And it goes on to verse 8. When wisdom is given to the chosen, they will all live and will not again do wrong, either through forgetfulness or through pride. But those who possess wisdom will be humble. N- And then verse 9, they will not again do wrong, and they will not be judged in all the days of their lives, and they will not die of wrath or anger, but they will complete the number of their days, and their life will grow in peace, and the years of their joy will increase in gladness and eternal peace all the days of their lives. Through wisdom, not ignorance, not rebuking God, but through wisdom you will receive his blessings. And thank you for staying tuned with the Book of Enoch, chapter 2. Let us go on to some news. So, everybody, I don't know if you guys heard this, but there is a astrophysicist named Avi Loeb that's making a case from Harvard University about how he has been researching and data collecting for a while over the Pacific Ocean, and he and a bigwig investor, crypto billionaire, uh, pretty much put together a team to go put a giant magnet throughout the Pacific Ocean. They collected and scraped all sorts of metals and things and who knows what thingamajigs. But they do know that they came out with a very special material. They came out with IM1, which means interstellar meteor 1, and this might be the first known uh interstellar extraterrestrial outer space um a meteor or object that is now being known to the public. So, America's taking a stand and they're really trying to push forward a lot of these things. And, not a lot of countries are, but some of these scientists are really pushing forward, helping us understand that there's some extra things out there in our sky and yeah, you know what I mean? So, this is very interesting. There's a lot of speculation. The mainstream doesn't like this. They're like, no, no, this is just bullshit. This is BS. This is garbage. Oh no, oh no, it can't be. No aliens here. Look away. Right. Well, I've been listening to Earth Ancients podcast, and Earth Ancients is having exclusive interviews with Dr. Avi Loeb, and the evidence is actually quite interesting, and it's pretty great, I would say. Avi Loeb is a well respected scientist in his field, like physicist, and also when we look at things like UFOs or maybe some of these interstellar ideas, Avi Loeb has been at the forefront. He's been trying, he's been helping out, right? And he's doing good, I guess. Yeah, they say it's not just any meteorite from the elemental composition. It appears to have come from a parent big body enough to have a differentiated or separate or inner outer layers, just like a larger asteroid or planet. Loeb agrees that it's most likely a chip off a distant exoplanet or large exoasteroid, but there's another possibility. He says it might be an artifact, someone else's space junk that found its way to Earth. As well as IM1, Lowe believes there's also an IM2, interstellar meteor 2, that exploded offshore from Portugal in 2017. See, the research started in the Pacific Ocean when meteors were reported to have been exploding over the Pacific Ocean, and he took note of this, saying, "Oh, he did the research, and he's like, wait, this isn't normal. No, these are not just some normal objects. We need to look in further." And now I guess there's more over in Portugal. Now, he's going to Papua New Guinea for this IM-1. So that is in the area that this is happening in Papua New Guinea. Very, very fascinating. Very fascinating. Now, the most unusual feature, he says, that is that they're extremely rich in three elements: beryllium, lanthanum, and uranium, enough to Stein Jacobson, Loeb's collaborator, who did the analysis, dubbed them Belowospheres. The lanthanum and uranium are 500 times more plentiful in earthly rocks, indicative of a source very unlikely anything in our solar system. But the beryllium, also hundreds of times more plentiful than on Earth, is even more important. That's because beryllium, the second lightest solid material on the periodic table, is produced by a process called spallation, where it is chipped out from the nuclei of heavier elements by the impact of high energy cosmic rays. That is a flag of interstellar travel, because it can't occur at such a high level in the solar system, where the solar winds protects us from the bulk of the radiation it causes. Even the iron in these spherules is unusual, with the isotope ratios unlike anything we know in our solar system. It clearly came from outside. You know, Avi Loeb is well respected by me, and I, from everything that I have seen from him, heard from him, he knows his stuff, and he's trying to help out humanity here. He's not going as far as crazy and saying it's from reptilians or something. No, no, he's a scientist, and he's producing grade A discoveries. So it says right here, undeterred, Loeb teamed up with McCallum, who leads expeditions through his company, IOS, which got funding from the entrepreneur philanthropist Charles Hoskinson, chartered an Australian tug called the Silver Star and set out to the waters north of the Manus Island. There they deployed a magnetic sled measuring 1 times 2 meters and designed to retrieve iron particles by skimming across the seabed. Over the course of 2 weeks, they made 26 such trawls covering approximately 26 hectares of seabed, about 8 city blocks. Huh. Including not only the impact area, but the two control zones to the north and south of it. Important because iron spherules comes from many sources. We wanted to sample control regions because even near the meteor site, it's a combination of background particles that exist everywhere, plus the meteor particles. So we wanted to know the background. So they did extensive detailing to make sure that it wasn't just rocks and background noise. Very fascinating. We're gonna keep up to date on that as the year goes on. Here's a quick piece from archaeology, which got the source from the Associated Press. Now, this is talking about the Tulsa massacre. Yeah, Tulsa, Kansas, I believe. No, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I apologize. This is where in 1921, a group of 75 to 300 black people were killed in one of America's worst murders and lynchings, and pretty much like like a mini genocide, literally. Okay, this area of Tulsa was known as the Black Wall Street. It was on the Greenwood section of Tulsa. They were killed by a white mob, which also looted and burned the business district. And it is very sad. They literally took out America's richest black people. If Greenwood would have been alive, if this whole area would have been thriving and alive, they would have never been killed. There would be a lot more black and African American ownership of America. Straight up, these guys were powerful. Just look into it, guys. They were hunted and lynched down because of their power and money. And you still see the same thing, guys. When people have power and money and they don't play the system, that they get taken out. It kinda sucks, but let's go on. So they're trying to find the good people who were murdered and buried in the cemetery because they weren't buried with the intent of being found, commented the Tulsa mayor G.T. Bynum. Researchers have concentrated their efforts in an area identified with ground-penetrating radar that appears to have grave markers made from bricks and flower pots. Oklahoma state archaeologist Carrie Stackleback said that the newly uncovered remains came from a grave containing a simple wooden casket as described in newspaper articles, death certificates, and funeral home records at the time of the massacre. A second burial will also be exhumed this week. Stackle said earlier that the cemetery located 66 sets of remains, 22 of which are undergoing forensic evaluation in an attempt to identify them. Genetic profiles have been obtained from 6 of these individuals to date and connected to a potential relatives in North Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Alabama. Geez, guys. Rest in peace to all those involved in the Tulsa massacre about 100 years ago. Literally 100, about 102 years ago. Eh, I mean, the same things happened with the Native Americans. I bet all the richest Native Americans over the last 200 years were murdered out. Man. Um. So this is we're not gonna spend too much time on this. Well, maybe. But this is an update on the Mexican alien bodies. It says that here the alien bodies are complete skeletons, scientists say. Experts are still skeptical over Jamie Massan's claim of non human beings after an unusual presentation to county's Congress. The small skeletons, some 2 feet in length, prompted a bizarre break in proceedings last week as Jamie Masson presented them to lawmakers in large wooden caskets. Hmm. Oh, man. Mr. Masson claims that the bodies were found in Peru and are non-human beings that are part of our terrestrial evolution. However, scientific and academics have dismissed the discoveries. Wow. See, yeah, the mainstream always likes to, discredit everything. B- Big things come out, but the mainstream like, nope, nope, no, don't look here. Conspiracy theory. And they just want to talk about the jibby jabby or how I'm not even gonna get into it. Never mind. Let's go on. So, Jose de Jesus Zarza Benitez, the director of the Health Sciences Researcher Institute of the Secretary of the Navy, which carried out the test, said that they showed the bodies had not been assembled or manipulated. That contradicted earlier suggestions that the body had been assembled. No, so the Secretary of the Navy, he's saying that no, these are real. And around the world, the Navy, uh, well, it's speculated. Some people say the Navy is good, some people say the Navy is bad, but we don't really know anymore what to believe. I think there's good and bad on both sides, all sides, and if you just look hard enough, you can tell what they're really saying. It says right here they belong to a single skeleton that has not been joined to other pieces. Footage shows a team carrying out the test shows one of the bodies bearing an elongated head, two slanted eyes, and a small upturned nose, while it bears a resemblance to fictional aliens. The Peruvian government has said that they are pre-Hispanic objects, with officials saying that they have begun a criminal probe into how the bodies left the country. Sheesh. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Oh yeah. They're not gonna tell you the mainstream won't tell you exactly what these bodies are, but they'll sure go after the people who release the bodies, right? The mainstream is like, nah, these are fake. But wait, why are they going after the people who released the bodies then? In a 2017 TV documentary, Masound explained how other remains found in Nazca lines in Peru have appeared and featured doctored mummies. Well, that's speculated. Hold on. Experts say that these mummies are doctored. So very interesting. They always want to say that um these ancient, I don't know, discoveries are always just doctored. Oh yeah, the pyramids they were built 500 years ago. Dude, they're not real. Yeah, jeez. Well. Going forward, guys. Here, here. This is gonna be quick. Doctor Who exposed Clinton Foundation corruption in Haiti found dead. That's about another. Yeah, that's about 60 on Hillary Clinton's suicide list. So this time with a knife in the chest. Weird. In this case, Dr. Dean Lorich, a prominent Manhattan surgeon. Wow, dude. Okay, let's talk about what he had. Dr. Lorich was working overseas in Haiti, had discovered that not only was the medical treatment promised by the Clinton Foundation nowhere near the $30 million near asked for, but that the treatments were also non-existent. In January 2010, Dr. Lorich decided to send an email to a confidant detailing this affront to the Haitian people, which ended up being forwarded to Sherry Mills, who was at the time the chief of staff to none other than the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. The doctor correspondence provided by WikiLeaks was highly critical of how the situation in Haiti was being handled. Disaster management on the ground was non-existent. Cheerios on the tarmac are not getting it done on these patients, which clearly would be savable if a good cure could arguably be provided. Sheesh. While this in itself is quite damning, consider how the anguish of the Haitian people have been used to garner funds that were clearly not being used appropriately. This email was only a prelude to what came next. Once we arrived, we saw a severely damaged hospital with no running water and only limited electrical power supplied by a generator. Surgeries were being performed in the equivalent of a large storage closet where amputations were performed with hacksaws. This facility could not merely accommodate our equipment, nor our expertise to treat the volume of injuries we saw. So that's savage. That's savage. Dr. Lawrence wrote, "We found scores of patients with pus dripping out of their extremities, fractures, and crash injuries. Some wounds were almost ridden with maggots. About one-third of these victims were children. The entire hospital smelled of infected, rotting limbs and death. In our, oh man, in our Navillette, we didn't expect that the two anesthesia machines would not work, that there would only be one category available in the entire hospital to stop bleeding, that in an operating room sterilizer fit only for instruments the size of a cigar box, that there would be no sterile saline, no functioning fluoroscopy machine, no blood for transfusion, no ability to do lab work, and the only local staff was a ragtag group of voluntary health providers who, like us, had made it their way on their own." He goes on to write, "Upon our departure, we witnessed pallets of Cheerios and dry goods sitting on the tarmac, helping nobody. Yet our fight of critical medical equipment and personnel had been canceled, and the equipment that did get through was hijacked." Wow, dude. So this is the same thing that's happening with Maui, guys. People are sending in fucking boatloads of equipment, boatloads of food, and is being canceled, denied, and when it's getting there, it's being tarnished. They won't let anyone help Maui. So this is the same details written all over. No difference. They go in, they terrorize these nations, these countries, these small islands, and they freaking wreak havoc any way they can. And then when help comes, they don't allow the help. They don't freaking pay the people uh who are also being put there. They don't allow the equipment to come through. They're not giving them enough equipment while they're there anyways. So they're literally setting them up for a disaster upon disaster to make it more dramatic and just to kind of destroy some of these small migrant, small family owned places, these islands. These islands are owned by the locals. And how do the locals lose ownership? Well, disasters come, big trouble comes, big trouble little China. I know you guys like that movie. If you guys don't, go watch it. So here, guys, this is crazy. This is Marina Abramovic. Look at this crazy witch. She says, "I wake up happy. I'm singing all day." And she almost had a recent brush with death. This is not covered on any mainstream news for a freaking reason. She is America's Satanist. She is America's witch. She is America's blood magician. She has books upon blood magic. And she's been hanging around with Lady Gaga. She did things with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. She's She's been with the evilest of the evilest, doing the dirtiest blood magic. Now, this news article should have came by, guys, but it didn't. So it goes and talks about Marina Abramovic has spent a good deal of the past 50 years inflicting pain and stress on her own body in the name of art, satanic art. Early this year, her body got a bit of revenge and karma from God. In May, having gone into hospital for a minor knee operation, the artist suffered a pulmonary embolism that nearly killed her. She was in intensive care for 6 weeks, had 3 operations, 9 blood transfusions, and spent some time in a coma. For someone who over the years has a gallery of going publicly naked on blocks of ice, gone a dozen days on a raised platform without food, deliberately inducing unconsciousness, and almost burned herself alive, hospital came back a shock. So she held a picture up to the screen of the long string of blood clots that had been removed from her lungs and laughed at the oddness. Huh. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. So this is Marina Abramovic laying down in a flaming 5-pointed star. So if you and all my people out there who are watching this, that's her in the middle of that flaming star, kind of like what Juice World did, but Juice World did something way fucked up, and he I apologize for cussing, but Juice World sacrificed himself. I don't think Marina Abramovic sacrificing herself. I think she's sacrificing other things. Anyways, Now, so this article goes on and talks about some of her happenings. Her work has often had a blunt focus on mortality, meaning death and life. Abramovic adapted the practice of a Tibetan monks and laid naked on a gallery floor with human skeletons on top of her, the bones animated by her breathing. It's very funny, she said. I used to think constantly about my own death. I made this opera, 7 Deaths of Maria Callas, in which I die 7 times on the stage, but right now I'm only about living. I don't want to deal with skeletons. It's I don't know what to say about this. It seems like she's hmm. It's I'm not saying she's changing, but something's happening, and I think it's that Joe Biden stuff where, she almost died, and now she's going into like her I don't know, wild mind. Like she's already been wild, but I think she's about to lose it. If she's old enough, she's gonna mentally lose it pretty soon. Now, the reason I mentioned this, guys, why did I mention Marina Abramovic? Well, Mr. CIA actor himself, President Zelensky from the country Ukraine, where the wars are going on, has asked Marina Abramovic to be the ambassador for Ukraine and help rebuild schools. And so this is Marina Abramovic, guys, the devil worshiper with horns and blood. That's a real animal, and that's a real picture of her doing a ritual. All right. Why do you think America and Ukraine and all these big wigs love her? Because she's a blood magician. Go check her out, and God will deal with her. All right. Oh man. Next up, let's lighten this up a little bit, guys. Just a funny story. I got this from the Tinfoil Hat podcast. Shout out Sam. Uh, Carmack McCarthy's ex-wife and the vagina holster. What? Wait. What? What are we talking about here? No, this is not Jenny McCarthy, but rather the ex-wife of Pulitzer Prize-winning writer Carmack McCarthy. And Jenny McCarthy has been arrested on charges of aggravated assault following a domestic dispute over space aliens. You heard that right. In which she allegedly pointed a silver handgun at her boyfriend. You heard that right. And the silver handgun being a weapon she retrieved from her vagina. You heard that right. What is going on with this world? This actually happened like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, or something like that. According to police reports, the New Mexico painter and sculptor who creates Outsider Heart got into a non-specific argument about space aliens. It quickly became heated as conversations about space aliens tend to Yeah, that's true. If you talk to me about space aliens, we gonna fight, or we gonna have a heated argument. We're not really gonna fight, but you know what I mean. Though McCarthy's art appears to be heavy influenced by alien life, so the passion was not. During the exchange, McCarthy went into her bedroom and emerged wearing lingerie. Her boyfriend probably thought, "Oh, great, reconciliation, sex time." Sorry for being skeptical, baby. Until McCarthy pulled out a Smith& Wesson out of her vagina, proceeded to have intercourse with the gun while asking her boyfriend, "Who is crazy, you or me?" Reports did not reveal if he responded to the question or not, but regardless, McCarthy then pointed the gun directly at his head. Fearing for his life, McCarthy's boyfriend grabbed the gun, dropped it into the toilet for safekeeping, realized the toilet wasn't safe enough, and so he removed it from the toilet and threw it in the trash can. When the cops showed up, they hauled McCarthy off to the county jail. That is crazy, yo. Wild. I mean, this is an old story. This is not anything new, but yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and line it up, man. Thankfully, we don't have anybody crazy like that we know. Do you guys? Um, next up. So Bigfoot lives as huge footprints with 5 feet stride found that can't be from a human. Um, yeah, these things happen all the time. It says Bigfoot believers reckon some huge footprints found close to a reservoir might finally provide evidence that the elusive beast is real. Images of the footprints were shared to the Pacific Northwest Bigfoot photos, videos, and sightings group on Facebook. Oh, yeah. Okay. Crystal explained that they were found by the husband and his friend who were fishing in the northwest of the USA up in the mountains. They said that there were 4 footprints with longer stride than either the two men grown possibly could have that came out of the water and disappeared into the forest. In the few of the pics, you can even see the toes, and these prints are extremely large. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's a really big foot. She shared 3 images of the footprint pressed deep into the mud. In one image, one of the man has placed his hand next to the footprint, which, yeah, you can see that his hand is nowhere near the size of that foot. My husband and his friend hunt everything from deer to bear, so they know their prints. They said that the footprints came from the water and lead into the forest. There are no roads that lead out on that side of the reservoir, just hundreds of miles of forest. I wonder if these dudes are good at finding mushroom prints. Just kidding. The side of the reservoir they went to, you can only get to by kayak or non-other motorized boats. This place is very remote, and that side of has no roads leading out. So why footprints would lead into nothingness is a little strange as well. Um, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, like your local, uh, your local daddy. You know, you hear about him, but you can't find him. Oh gosh. Hey, next up, guys. NASA admits that it can't identify mysterious flying objects and appoints the first UFO director. NASA announced Thursday that it appointed its first director for UFOs ever. The space agency admitted that an ongoing mystery of released findings has been referred to as unidentified anomalous phenomena, and they're looking into it. The top takeaway from the study is that there's a lot more to learn. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson declaring his desire to take the conversation from sensationalism to science. The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence of UAP origin, but we do know that these UAPs are here. Many reported sightings have been attributed to planes, drones, and balloons, which are all BS. Still, the agency chief remains among those who believe there's life on other planets. If you ask me, I do believe that there's life in the universe. Oof. So this guy is now in charge of the UFOs in NASA, and he believes that there are alien objects out there. Yes, this is gonna be awesome. NASA said the new director of UAP research will handle centralized communications, researcher, and data analytical capabilities to establish a robust database for the evaluation of future UAP. That's in part why we are not splashing the name of our new director out there, because science needs to be free. Science needs to be undergo a real and rigorous and national process, and you need the freedom of thought to be able to do that. Oh, it says rational process. So they're not releasing who it is, but all they're saying is that they're about to kick up the UFO and UAP research. Thank you guys for being here. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and tell everybody 509 the best. Yep, 509 Divine Pine's the best. Yep. Yep. Let's go, guys. New York Post. FBI lost count of how many paid informants were at Capitol on January 6th. You heard that? Remember everything about January 6th? Oh, the insurrection. They were all over there at the freaking Capitol. They were all causing a problem. These Trumpers, these MAGA, these Proud Boys. Well, hold on. This is crazy. FBI lost count of how many paid informants were there. I remember, guys, everyone was saying that it wasn't Trumpers and it wasn't Republicans. It was all FBI. And FBI came out admitting it, though, recently. An ex-official started admitting it, that they actually lost count. They sent out so many snitches out and so many fake, CIA and FBI members and so many fake citizens that they actually lost count. That's wild. But that happens. If you hear about Sandy Hook, I shouldn't mention too much about that. If you hear about 9/11, I shouldn't mention too much about that. Or even the Vegas gun shooting, but I shouldn't mention too much about that. There's FBI and CIA all throughout that. But that's for another day, guys. We're gonna go ahead and play this quick conspiracy look. So this shows and movies hinting at the end of the world. Let's Oh, yeah, yeah. So there was a lot right there, guys. Yeah. You guys seen all of those. Um, yeah, I don't know what's up with 923, but one of those new dates that they're trying to predict something's gonna happen. If anything, it's only a few hours away, so it's not like we have to wait any longer. But let's move on. This is serious now. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Uh, I have a few pieces right here. See, join forces to rescue human trafficking teen victims, and uh, it's very interesting, right? Well, it says over 270 cases, assisting parents, guardians, custodians, and law enforcement. Yes, the mission says children saved, not sold. Now, why I'm bringing up this? These guys are special operators, private investigators, and they're trying to help out. All right, so here's the piece. There's a rumor going around that some of these Navy SEALs, some protectors of, any type of good military, came out to the Maui Islands when there were fires going on, and they rescued children. This is crazy. So I'm just gonna read it. As Maui residents continue to rebuild their islands, rumors of the Navy SEALs saving missing children from the Honolulu harbor have spread very fast. This comes after speculation starting making rounds online that the natural disaster was a cover up to traffic children. However, the claim is far from the truth. Bullshit. This is quickly covered up. Yeah, I wonder why, guys. They don't want this out. So, Real Raw News had came out with this immediately, claiming that Navy forces were saving Maui children. They claimed that the youngsters were imprisoned in padlock cages lined up with piddle pads, and they were found near Pier 51. The website also claimed that FEMA and General Charles Flynn Joint Task Force 50 murdered some of the missing children. They also reported that the bodies were buried in mass graves. The mission of saving children was reportedly triggered after General Smith heard the rumor of feds planning to sneak dozens of children to the Oa Honolulu docks. The Navy SEALs reportedly found the sedated children inside a warehouse, the website added. Some covered in their own urine and feces, locked inside cages barely large enough to fit a dog. Not one child made a peep. They silently stared through wire mesh as if they were in a hypnotic trance. In all, the warehouse held 15 young children imprisoned in filth. Despite the article written by Michael Baxter extensively detailing how the children were supposedly saved from the Navy SEALs, you know, these it's crazy. Yeah, because it goes. This is a very interesting picture right here. It says, with all the missing children from the Maui wildfires, if there are any perished, where are the dental records? If a fire would leave teeth would still be there, but a direct energy weapon would make ash. Is that why they don't want people there to recover the bodies, because the bodies aren't there? Or because the proof is not there? And people would realize, like, hold on, this isn't a normal fire. See, Maui is covered off right now, blocked off. That whole area is straight blocked off. At the time of the article, claims of Navy SEALs saving the children spread across social media. Can we talk about the 15 children rescued in Maui by the Navy SEAL? Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. And I just want to say that this actually matches up with another piece, and I don't know how, all I'm doing is reporting. But it says right here from June 27th, which was just about like a week or two before the Maui fires. So think about it. So before the Maui fires happened, it didn't happen yet. Navy SEALs saved children from child sex slavers. Let's hear about this. The United States Navy SEALs on Sunday rescued hundreds of enslaved children from the holds of the crude oil tanker berthed in San Francisco Bay. A source in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News. If all information is correct, the operation marks the second time in 2 years white hats have freed captive children from either cargo ships or tankers near the California coast, a waypoint in the child sex trade industry, and straight into Hollywood. Real Raw News reported on a similar incident in November 2021. On Saturday afternoon, an unknown tipster supplied the general's office with near real-time images of emaciated children standing shoulder to shoulder in what appeared to be the belly of a commercial tanker. One Makarabe picture showed barely clothed kids packed together like a tin of sardines. Some children had visible wounds on their arms, legs, faces, and torsos. General Smith's expert validated the images, metadata, and identified the vessel as Dubai Brilliance, a Marshall Islands flag supertanker anchored halfway between San Francisco and Alameda in San Francisco Bay. The 1,000-ton vessel was built in 2011 by Brilliance Maritime Inc., based in the United Arab Emirates. It can hold 20 million gallons of crude, or apparently an unquantifiable number of children. Public navigation logs show the vessel arrived in San Francisco on June 12th with no listed departure date. Its most recent ports of call were Mongstad, Norway, Wilhelmshaven, Germany, and Skidida, Algeria, the latter of which, of source, has a history of child trafficking. So they went to a few places where child trafficking is rampant. Interesting. After reviewing the images, General Smith contacted his White Hat liaison at the U.S. Navy War Common Coronado, asking whether a team was available to investigate the claims. Our source would not say how many Navy SEALs took part in the rescue, but admitted that a sizable force left Coronado due to the number of children allegedly held captive and the possibility of uncovering hostiles on the ship. He added that the White Hat aligned Coast Guard cutter was put on standby and aid in extraction. After boarding the Dubai Brilliance at approximately 1:30 a.m. Sunday, the SEALs, without firing a shot, neutralized 9 armed goons, slitting their throats or garroting them. They found kidnapped children in 2 parts of the ship, the oil hold compartments and the crew quarters. The scene in the hold mimicked what the SEALs had seen in the photographs: hundreds of terrified children, many malnourished, huddled together as for warmth, crying so loudly their wails echoed off the hull. The SEALs estimated most kids were preteens, though some were barely old enough to walk. No children discovered in the hold were American, meaning the traffickers had put them on board the ship at other ports of call, but the adolescents found locked in crew quarters were American citizens whom the kidnappers had brought to the boat while anchored in the San Francisco Bay. A 12-year-old girl hugged the SEAL, saying that bad, dirty men abducted her while she was riding a bicycle in San Francisco. A freshly kidnapped American children fared better than the foreigners in the hold. They hadn't been confined long enough to sustain injuries or face starvation. The SEALs found 15 decaying corpses mixed along in the living in the hold. A rescue operation began immediately, and the SEALs and Coast Guard used skiffs in the cutter to expeditiously exfiltrate the tanker. Our source would not quantify the exact number of children saved, but he said the Coast Guard made several round trips from Almeida to Dubai Brilliance. The surviving foreign and domestic children, our source said, were brought to safety and are being identified so they can be returned to their proper families. So I just want to say something. I'm putting something together. I put it, I mapped this out in my head as I read these things. Okay, so this happened about a week or two um, before the Maui fires, right? Literally. Or no, about a month. Sorry, about a month before the wildfires. Okay. Now it makes a little bit more sense too. So these are millions or billions of dollars of kids being taken and sold, right? But if the Navy and the US military was tracking this down all across the sea, and maybe they're keeping an eye on it, maybe not, right? Whatever. But the Navy SEALs came from some bay, some port, and who's responsible for this? I'm just gonna go ahead and say, it's probably China, right? These people, they run sex trafficking in the world so hardcore. It's pretty wild. I mean, they do it for blood trafficking too. They're all into the organ harvesting. Um, let's just say hypothetically it's them or whoever's in charge of this. Let's say the Rothschilds or the New World Order, the World Economic Forum, whatever. They don't like that. Like billions of the dollars just got rescued by good people, and so that means these guys are down billions, maybe millions or billions of dollars in kids. They're like, sheesh, they just lost a lot of money because the kids got actually rescued. Well, where do they need to get the money then? Where do they need to get the kids? So about a month later, the Maui fires happen. And you hear the reports. What I just told you, there was, reports of kids being rescued by Navy SEALs again. Um, Very fascinating. I don't know what to say. I don't. I know as much as you do now, but I mean, I might know a little more, but it was a month later the Maui fires took place. All those kids were sent home. Um, a lot of kids were probably taken. It kind of sucks. So, moving forward, guys, staying on the same topic, but yeah, Hawaii's Maui Fire Department created a new helicopter, Eurocopter known as BK-117, also known as Lolani. Kind of sounds like Lolita, but that's for another day, another topic. Um, this twin engine helicopter offers three more capacity for water and passengers. Oh yeah. So this can hold three times more people, rescue people, right? And we just seen um if you just look at that picture that I just had up, uh it just showed how these helicopters also had cages. Look real quick, guys. So that these kids were in cages. Well, look, look at these cages. These cages are on this helicopter, okay, hold on. So it can carry like 50 of these, you know, uh, they could have hundreds actually of these helicopters and maybe carry two kids, three kids, four kids on. I don't know. It's crazy, you guys. It's just something that's happening. Last piece with this whole Maui thing. The reason that this is going on is speculating with the helicopter is my brother sent me this video. Shout out to my bro. And yeah, they're finding whole families in cars because they're act. Very interesting, this whole thing, the whole thing with Maui. It's like a big old cover up. If you actually look at Maui, I know I discussed this. If you look at Maui, you can see that there's a direct energy weapons manufacturing military base and strategic arms center on Maui, and it's one of the two in America. Maybe the other one's in Arizona or something. I don't know. But it's one of two direct energy weapon big corporations and big military bases. Well, fires happen, the children get taken, the roads get blocked off. They don't want to see anything. They want your money, you know. Last up, very interesting last piece. Jeffrey Epstein shipped a $100,000 cement truck to Pedophile Island 3 weeks before damning expose was released, paying for a machine up front so it could arrive quicker. As experts say, he could have literally covered up evidence. Huh. He bought this machine with an express bill of lading, which is a very quick way to get these machines. Very interesting. I wonder what he covered up. Huh. So cement truck. What did Jeffrey Epstein need to cement up? This was on Little St. James Island. The place with that blue and white temple. Yeah, it's pretty sick. like in a bad way. Pretty gross. Pretty bad. Epstein also sent a tile and carpet extractor that weighed 191 pounds from the U.S. Virgin Islands to his New York home on March 11th this year. Oh, this was 3-4 years ago. Oh shit. So this was in 2019. So he's sending cement trucks and tile and carpet extractors. Yeah, all right, man. This is wild. Oh, shit. Federal agents will be scouring the property to find evidence that Epstein used a cement truck. That he used it to cover up a lot of his. I don't know. I don't even know. This is wild. I can't even imagine. This is just getting crazier. Like, what was Epstein doing? Was he just murdering a whole bunch of people? I don't think so. I don't know though. All I know is Epstein was into some big freaking trucks, man, and big type of ideas. That's it, guys. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. This has been an hour episode with the 509 Divine Pints podcast. Thank you all for staying tuned. I love you. And go visit 509divinepints.com. Yeah, my website. Thank you. Also, guys, I just want to say God bless you all. You guys have a great night. Remember that there isn't a whole lot of time left in the world. We only have 80 years in this place, but not just that. Like, you see the world around us, it's crumbling, guys. No time to let it fall. We need to stand strong, go on strong, be wise and literally bless up. Don't take anything with for granted. Like, do your hard work and do your due diligence. God will protect you if you have faith in him. Thank you all for staying tuned. Like, subscribe, share. Donate if you can. I have an eye surgery coming up that's $15,000, and I appreciate anything. This is a value for value show. I am not charging you, but if you want to donate, I will welcome you, and I will shout you out on the next episode. All donations will be shouted out. Take care, guys. For everyone who wants some hemp products, go to tweedlefarms.com and check out all sorts of oils, concentrates, tinctures, pet tinctures, flowers, vapes, a little bit of everything. And use coupon code 509 Divine Pines for 20% off your order. Thank me later. While you're at it, guys, go over to naturalactiontech.com and use coupon code 509DP-30 for 30% off water ionizer. That will help you out. Yes, portable, on the go. Take it in your car, or you have water mineralization drops. You can put it in your lunch bag. If you're thinking that you can get some better water in your shower, he also has shower heads and things for your sink, your home sink. So get some clean water for your home sink. Also, for all you industrial heads, go check out his site, and he can get your business done right. That is Jonathan Boots making these water ionizers over at naturalactiontech.com. And thank you guys for staying tuned. Like, subscribe, share. Be blessed. Be high. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pints podcast. Peace. I love y'all.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, yeah, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go. go. Cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja. Feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove. So I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make a million in a week. Yeah, shooting for the top spot, feel like I'm a hot shot. Like I really got a chance with it, I will not flop. Somebody gonna make it dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life. So I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million. So I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again. Cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear. Cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught.
Peace. Oh, hey, it's the end of episode. I meant to log this out. For everybody that just got here, go watch the whole first hour. I love you guys. Peace.